Okay. All right. Let's begin. We're going to start from seated position. So have your block also and your blanket to sit on or a cushion, anything that helps to elevate those hips to allowing the spine also to be straight. And like I said, it's always a nice idea to sit on the edge, right on the edge of the mat, the blanket, and then bring the shoulders up to the ears, and then slowly release them back and down. Just placing the hands to your thighs or knees. Relax your elbows by your rib cage and just gently engage the abdominal muscles, bringing the chin in and then towards the chest. Okay, let's take a moment here as we keep the eyes closed or we lower the gaze towards the floor. The plan is try to go inward, noticing the breath, noticing the gentle movement of the breath within our bodies. Just a way to feel ourselves more in the here and now, the present moment by connecting with the mind through the breath. We notice the breath moving in and out. We don't change anything about the breath yet. We just let it be. Now we're going to modify the length of the breath. Gradually allowing the inhales and exhales to become longer and fuller. We're going to deepen the breath slowly without compromising the quality of the breath. In other words, we want to make the inhales and exhales longer, enough to just when it's time to exhale, we just take the next exhalation all the way out. And then we take the next inhalations with control, slowing down the breath and slowing down the mind. And as we inhale, let's open the throat, lifting the chin up. We exhale through the nose slowly and long, and then we draw the chin towards the chest. Inhale again, open the chin, open the throat, lift. Exhale through the nose, steady exhalation, draw the chin to the chest. And at your own rhythm, just keep moving the neck and the head up and down with the breath to loosen up any tension you might be holding in your cervical spine. Relaxing with every deep exhale and lifting and opening a throat with the inhale. Just a few more rounds like this. Inhale to lift and open. Now we're going to draw the chin into the chest, and then from here, the chin goes to one shoulder and towards the opposite shoulder, rocking the head from side to side, releasing even more the muscles of the neck. And gently return the head back to neutral position. Bring the arms to the side, flex the elbows, and place the hands to your shoulders. And let's make circles with your elbows in one direction. Just notice your shoulder blades also moving here. Very important. We don't want to have those shoulder blades stuck in place. We want to mobilize the joints of the shoulders, the upper spine, the rib cage. Let's go into the opposite direction. And then slowly release the hands down towards the floor, shoulders up, and release down as you side out, up to the ears. One more. And release. Bring the hands behind you. Let's bring the feet in front of us, wider than the hips to move those legs and hips. Windshield wiper movement. Slowly back through center. This time, bring the sole of the feet together and have some room between your heels and your pelvic floor. Holding from your ankles with your hands, elbows in. We're going to do a cat-cow from seated position. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbows out, round the spine, belly in, chin in. Inhale, open the chest, arch. And exhale, round, chin in, belly in. Add your own rhythm, a few rounds. This time we're moving the entire length of the spine. Gently also moving the rib cage, especially the back line of the rib cage. Couple more rounds. Exhaling and inhaling. Make that spine mobile. And then slowly return back through center. Now, guide those feet a little bit more away. Bring the hands and the arms under your legs, each hand on top of each foot. Flex the elbows, round the spine, chin into the chest, crown of the head pointing towards the feet. A nice symmetrical stretch of the spine. You can feel all the way back in the back of both hips, the back of the sacrum and where the sacrum is. And just breathe here as you release any tension outside the hips and both sides of the spine. And breathing in and out. And inhale, slowly lift the head, lift the chest, back to seated position. Now use your hands to guide the thighs and the knees together. Extend the legs in front of you and flex and point the toes. Flex and point, 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 and then separate the feet wider than the hips, and we're going to have the feet in and the feet out. And just feel the rotation and the mobilization happening from your hip joint. So toes out, toes in, toes out and in, just warming up the hip joints, breathing nicely. And then bend the knees and let's all find our way to tabletop position. So the tabletop, have your blanket to protect your knees, and remember to have your wrist under the shoulders. And we're going to begin this one with the knees wider than the hips. So bring the knees wide as your yoga mat and the big toes touching. And as you exhale, we're going to drop the hips to the heels and inhale back to table. And exhale towards the heels, back to table. And just a few more rounds here. Again, moving the hip joints forward and back, forward and back. One more. Forward to table and back. And then when we get into child's pose all the way down, we're going to walk the hands to the left side. Right hand on top of your left hand, elbows, forearms down, relax your neck, and just breathe through the right side of your torso. Just breathing nicely through the nose. Relax your pelvic floor, your inner thigh. And lift the head chest off the mat, and then just slowly walk to the right side. Place your left hand on top of your right hand. Make sure your elbows, your forearms are down. And just feel the stretch on the left side of the torso, going all the way down to the outside of your left hip. Relax your neck. Breathing in and out. Lift the head, chest, slowly return back to neutral position. Let's find our way to tabletop, placing the knees under the hips, and let's find our neutral position of the spine. So from here, extend your left leg back and up, flex your left knee and cross it over your back of the right leg. And then drop the hips towards the heels and then back through center. Your left leg goes back and up, flex, cross it over, and hips towards the heels. Back to table, left leg back and up, flex, cross it over, sink the hips towards the heels. Back to table, your left leg goes back and up, flex, cross it over, down to the heels. Last one. Inhale, back and up, flex, cross, and then walk your hands kind of under your shoulders to drop the hips to the heels. Relax your forearms, your elbows, and try to keep the hips even. In other words, you don't want to lean more to one side. You try to keep both hips even, and the stretch should be felt the outside of your right hip. And slowly hands forward, back to tabletop. Extend your left leg back and up, flex the knee, step forward, keep the right knee down, and then move the right knee back. And then walk your left foot to the edge of the mat, wrist under the shoulders, sinking the pelvis and the hips, lifting from the chest. Close your eyes and breathe through this. Just find a nice opening in both hips. Soften your pelvic floor. If you feel holding tension there in those muscles, release as you breathe. Now walk your left foot in line with your left hip. Hands to your left thighs, elbows by your rib cage, pelvis and hips moving to the front. Opening and stretching the right hip flexor. Nice breathing here. Both hands down, tuck the toes under and lift the right knee off the mat. Then straighten your left leg, move the hips back and draw the chin to your chest. Crown of the head is pointing towards the floor, so you're not holding tension on your neck and you're working in this intense stretch. Feel your breath. Flex your left knee, lower the right knee down. Left knee comes to meet your right knee, and let's all move to child's pose. Relax your shoulders, elbows, and take a few rounds of breath. Excuse me. And slowly let's return back to tabletop. Now this time the right leg goes back and up. Flex the knee, cross it over, hips to the heels. Back to table, right leg back and up, flex, cross, and sink the hips to the heels. To table, inhale, extend, exhale, flex, cross, and drop the hips. Back to table, extend, flex, cross over, and sink the hips. Back to table, right leg goes back, flex, cross, and then walk your hands under the shoulders to make sure you're sinking both hips to the heels. To pause and breathe. Relax your breath. Slow down the inhales and the exhales. Make sure again that you are not leaning more to one side. You want to feel the stretch in both hips. And from here, let's come to tabletop position. Extend the right leg back and up, flex, step forward, and then slide the left knee back. Now walk your right foot to the edge of the mat. Have your wrist under the shoulders and sink the pelvis towards the floor as you flatten the upper spine. Holding position. Use your breath. Working on opening the right hip, but at the same time we are releasing the left hip flexor. Just flatten the spine, back to the breath, and then from here, walk your right foot in line with your right hip. Let's come to our iliopsoas stretch and the left hip now with the hands to your right thigh, and just move the pelvis and the hips to the front. Crown of the head is pointing towards the sky, and find that nice opening on the front of your left iliopsoas. From here, both hands down, tuck the toes under, pick up the left knee up, and then straighten your right leg, chin to your chest, and press to your left heel as you work on this intense asymmetrical stretch. Now flex your right knee, drop the hips, and then bring both hands to the front. So we're going to walk, 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 and just come into having your legs wide open, wider than your hips, holding from the opposite elbows, crown of the head pointing towards the floor. Relax the spine and feel the stretch in both hips. Relax and release your pelvic floor. Keep breathing. And then slowly lift the head, lift the chest, and then walk the heels in, toes, heels in. And then when you have the feet wider than the hips, bend the knees and sink the hips to a squat position. So allow the pelvic floor and the hips to sink down. And if you can reach that, remember you have the block, and you can have in level 3 place and just sit in there. You still get the benefits of the opening of your hips. But if you can be without the block in level 1 or 2, you just hold it here, lifting the spine, and just breathe through this squat. Keeping the spine upright. And then bring one hand behind you, then the other one, and just come to sit. And just have your feet wider than the hips. Let's have some windshield wiper movement here. Moving those hips after holding in static position for a while. And then bring the feet and the knees together. Keep the hands behind you for support, and then open the right knee out. Inhale, right knee up. Open the left knee up. Open and up. Exhale, open and inhale. Exhale, open and up. Opened and lift. One more each side. And open and close. And then bring the sole of the feet together, holding from the top of the feet. This time, grab your, bring the heels closer to your pelvic floor. Release the hips, relax the knees out, shoulders back and down, and then lower the left ear to left shoulder. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. To the left. To the right. To the left. Slowly back through center, and then bring the thighs and the legs together, dropping the legs again to one side. And let's have our blanket on the opposite side of your mat. So from here, we're going to be seated first. Extend the right leg forward, and then hug your left thigh into the chest. Cross it over. Hug your left knee with your right arm, and make sure you are guiding that left knee closer to your right shoulder to feel the stretch outside of your left hip. Your left arm goes up and behind you. Look over to left shoulder and keep the spine upright. So the twist is always happening from your waist up. You're holding in position, but your breath is flowing. And slowly return back to center. Now place your left foot in the inner part of your right leg. So you're touching with your left foot, and then bring the arms overhead, hands in front of you, and then slowly release the spine as you bring the chin into the chest. And you're breathing and stretching here asymmetrically. Use your breath. And inhale, engage the core to lift the torso and back to seated position. Hands behind you for support. Extend your left leg forward, flex your right knee and cross it over. Hug your right knee with your left arm and guide the left knee closer to your left shoulder. Right arm behind you for support. Look over to your right shoulder. And gently and to the twist, back through center. Place your right foot touching the inner thigh of your left leg. Bring the hands in front of you. Walk and right. Then relax your chest over your left thigh. Neck is soft. Chin is into your chest. And just breathe now through the opposite side of the spine. And lift the head, lift the chest, and extend your right leg forward so both legs are in front of you. Remove the flesh from underneath you. Let's come to Paschimottanasana. Inhale, bring the arms overhead, moving the spine forward, and then slowly release all the way down to your thighs. Shoulders back and down. And just breathe through this as you stretch fully, symmetrically, the back line of both legs and both sides of your spine. From here, lift the chest and let's open the right leg out and your left leg out. So again, remove the flesh from underneath you and just tilting the pelvis forward. And we're going to walk with the hands slowly to the front. Then soften the shoulders, relax your forearms and draw the chin to the chest, crown of the head pointing towards the floor. Just breathe through this. And then lift the head, chest, and then walk your hands towards your right leg. Both hands either side of your right leg, lift the chest, and then relax your forearms, your elbows, and again, chin into the chest. This is an asymmetrical stretch on the spine, but both legs are getting stretched equally as we press through the back of both legs. Lift the head, chest, and then walk your hands to your left side, to the opposite side, softening elbows, forearms, and relax the entire length of the spine now on the left side. Lift the head, chest, walk the hands back through center. Walk your hands to lift the spine, the torso neutral position, hands behind you, bend the knees, feet wider than the hips, and more windshield wiper to mobilize those hips after holding in position. Drop the legs to one side and let's come to the front of the mat. Keep your block handy here. So chin into the chest, hands to your knees, rounding the spine. Let's lay one vertebra at a time down toward the floor. Relax your neck and just keep the knees bent with the feet wide as your hips, arms in T position. Relax your shoulders. Feet off the mat, hands to your knees. Let's do some rounds of Apanasana. Thighs in, thighs away, big toes touching, open the knees out. Thighs, knees together, flex the elbow, thighs in, thighs away, open, close, flex thighs in, thighs away, open, close, thighs in, thighs away, open, close, and extend the legs up to the sky. Flex the knees up to the ceiling. Flex and lower. Up to the sky. Flex and release. Both hands to knees. And we're going to rock and just make circles in one direction with both legs and knees together. And then go into the opposite direction. And then release, feet down, wide as the hips. Chin into the chest, and let's come to bridge pose. But we're going to press through the feet, lift into the bridge, thighs and knees in, open the knees, release the bridge down. Inhale, lift high bridge, thighs and knees in, open the knees, exhale, lower the bridge down. Inhale, up, reach, thighs and knees in. Open the knees, lower the bridge down. Inhale, lift into the bridge, thighs and knees in. Open the knees, bridge down. Two more. Inhale, up into the bridge, thighs and knees in. Open, exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, high bridge, thighs and knees in. Open the knees, release the bridge down and hug yourself to stretch your lumbar spine. Just breathe here. Lower your left foot down, then cross your right leg over to your left thigh. With both hands, reach and grab the shin of your left leg with both hands, and then just guide the right thigh close to your chest to stretch the outside of your right hip. So this is not figure 4 yet. We're just stretching some muscles on the outside of your right hip and the glutes. Hold and breathe. Then lower the left foot down, half happy baby. Grab the outside of your right foot with the right hand and just guide the thigh outside of your rib cage. Hold in position. Watch your breath. And then cross the right leg over to your left side. Now, figure 4, holding from the hamstring or the shin of your left leg. Draw the chin into the chest and just breathe through the outside of your right hip. Now extend your left leg all the way to the front of the mat. Place your right foot above your left knee. Left hand outside of your right knee, right arm in T. Let's twist to the left as we bring the right knee towards to the floor. Hold and breathe. And do the twist. Keep your left leg straight. Place your right foot at the inner thigh of your left leg. Open the right knee out. It's like a tree pose, but you are on your back. Relax the inner thigh, the groin, the pelvic floor. Release the iliopsoas on the right hip. And slowly bring the right knee up. Flex your left knee and then close your left leg over, cross your left leg over your right thigh. With both hands, grab the right shin and guide the left chest close to the left thigh close to your chest. Relax and breathe there. Lower the right foot down. Let's come into half happy baby. Grab the outside of your left foot with your left hand and guide the left thigh outside of your rib cage. And then cross your left leg over the right thigh. Figure 4, holding from hamstring or shin of your right leg with both hands. Keep both hips even and just breathe. Extend your right leg all the way to the front of the mat. Place your left foot on top of your right thigh, above your right knee, right hand outside your left knee, left arm in T. Let's twist to the right as you guide the left knee with your right hand. All the way to the right. And gently do the twist. Place your left foot inside of your right, the inside of the right inner thigh. Open the left knee out like a tree pose, but this time we have the right leg extended and the left knee bent. And then slowly bring the left knee up. Flex your right knee, and then slowly pick up the pelvis and hip. Align your spine, and then grab your block, lift your spine. Grab your blocks, level 1, the lowest level, place where the sacrum is. Walk your feet together and then open the knees out. So sole of the feet are in touch, knees are open, and you are releasing the pelvic floor, inner thighs, the groin, the iliopsoas. Slowly bring the thighs and the knees together. Lift the feet off the mat. Extend the legs up to the sky. Separate the feet slightly so you can rotate those ankles in one direction. Going into the opposite direction. Flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex the knees, slowly lower the feet down, lift the pelvis, the hips, take the block from underneath you, and then lower the spine down towards the floor. Hug yourself, Riley. Hug yourself to stretch your lower back. Then roll over to one side, keep rolling, and we're going to find ourselves in our bellies, down in our belly. From here, hands under the shoulders to press, lift the chest, bend the knees, round the spine, child's pose. Relax your neck. And let's all find our way to tabletop. From tabletop, your right leg goes back and up, flex the knee, and then bring the right knee towards your right wrist. Extend your left leg behind you, lift the chest, and sink both hips evenly towards the floor. Pigeon pose. So we're going to pause here for a while. So make sure that if you need to use the block to support your right hip, just slide it in place under your right hip. And then slowly, when you have your spine up nice and long, then you walk your hands forward to release the forearms, the elbows, and then the forehead to your floor or towards the hands. Just relax and breathe through the outside of your right hip. Inhale, lift the head, chest, hands under the shoulders. Let's bring the right knee back. Your left leg books back and up. Flex your left knee. Now bring the left knee towards your left wrist. Flex your left foot to your left ankle and foot to protect your left knee. Right hand nice and long behind you. See if you need to place the block under your left hip, and then slowly walk those hands forward to release your chest, to relax your elbows, and then the forehead towards the floor. Close your eyes and back to the deep breath. Inhale, lift the head and the chest, hands under the shoulders. Bring the left knee back and then rounding the spine to child's pose. Have both knees even. Relax your neck and elbows out. Just breathe through this. And lift the head, lift the chest, drop the legs to one side. And let's find our way now to lying down in our back. So have your blanket there to support your neck. So we're going again to lying down in our backs. So hug yourself, thighs into the chest. And then arms to the side to twist to the left, just a gentle twist there. You can guide the right knee closer to your left knee with your left hand. Look over to your right shoulder. This is Jatara Padavriti. and release. Engage the core to bring both legs to center, and then as you exhale, twist to the right. Look over to your left shoulder. Slowly return both legs back to neutral position. Lower the feet down with the knees bent. Pick up the pelvis and the hips to bridge to align your spine nicely here. Fun, just slowly lower all the way down towards the floor. Again, hug yourself. Just stretch your lower back. Lower the feet down. Walk the feet wide as the mat. Arms in T position. Let's have some windshield wiper movement here. Rotating the head in the opposite directions where your legs are going. Just move gently. Legs and necks. Then slowly extend the right leg to the right corner of the mat and then cross your left leg over to your right ankle. Arms overhead, flex the elbows, grab your left wrist with your right hand, and then move the spine to the right for our last lateral stretch. Slowly, the spine returns to neutral. Undo the crossing of the legs. Bring the left leg to the left corner. Right leg over to your right leg over to your left ankle. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, and then as you exhale, the spine moves to the left. Time to stretch the right side of the torso. Slowly, the spine returns back to neutral and do the crossing of the legs. Both feet are wide as your mat. And then we're going to make a fist with both hands. We're going to flex the feet. We're going to engage the glutes. We're going to engage the abdominal muscles. We're going to engage the muscles of the face. Bring everything towards the nose. Everything feels tight, 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 tight. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, relax the hands, relax the glutes, relax the muscle of your face, relax your legs, your feet, and side out. And again. One more. Close your lips, please. Make sure you are warm. So if you need to cover yourself with a sweater, put socks on or blanket on. This is a time of relaxation. So I'm going to guide you through this. Just take your time. Just to feel yourself relaxed and warm. Your eyes are closed. And we're going to go about the entire length of the body. So the plan is to be aware of how our body is feeling after the practice. Where we're still maybe feeling some tightness, we'll try to let go. But just follow my voice and watch your breath and watch your body. So we bring the tension to all the toes on both feet, the top of your feet, the sole of your feet, the heels, the arches, the ball of your feet. And try to relax the feet. Now soften your ankles, your shins, and your calf muscles. Bring the attention to both knees, the front and the back, noticing tendons, ligaments, muscles, and from the top of the knees down to the sole of the feet. You do your best to soften the lower part of your legs. The quads are relaxed and so are the hamstrings. Bring the awareness to both hips, the pelvis, the pelvic floor, and the glutes. And do your best to relax that region and the entire length of your legs all the way down to the sole of the feet. From the top of the hips, front and back, all the way down. Take your time and release any tightness or tension there. Let's bring the tension now to the lower back, to the middle back, and to the upper spine. Notice all the muscles connecting with the spine on both sides. Notice the muscles in between each rib cage, going all the way up to your shoulder blades, and try to soften and flatten that area. Going to the front of the torso. Now soften your abdominal muscles and release any tension in your internal organs. Relax and create space. Soften the muscles in between the rib cage and the front. Relax your heart and soften the muscle of your chest. And from the collarbones, front and back of the torso, all the way down to the hips, all the way down to the knees, all the way down to the sole of the feet. Front and back of the body is softening and relaxing. The tension goes now to both shoulders, the front and the back. Relaxing your upper arm, your elbows, your forearms. Softening wrist and both hands, top palms and all your fingers. And from the top of the shoulders, the entire length of the torso, down to the sole of the feet, to the toes of your feet. From the shoulders all the way out to the fingertips of both hands. Your body is sinking inch by inch, slowly towards the floor. And you have this feeling of heaviness and lightness at the same time. Your throat is open and relaxed. Your chin is soft, and so is your jaw. Allow your tongue to rest down to the base of the mouth and just soften your teeth, your upper lips and both lips. Relax your nose and your cheekbones. Soften your ears and allow your eyeballs to relax down to your eye sockets. Your eyelids are soft and so are your eyebrows and your third eye. Relax the forehead and your crown chakra. From the top of the head down to the sole of the feet, all the way out to your fingertips, your body is coming into a full, and relaxing state. You are letting go. You are surrendering. And you're coming into a deep state of relaxation. Very slowly begin to deepen the breath. Gently rock your head from side to side. Wiggling toes and fingers. And reaching with the arms overhead and pointing the toes, create space in between each vertebrae. And take a nice inhalation through the nose and exhale, flex both knees. Slowly hug yourself and roll over to one side. And the head comes last. Let's all come and sit together. Keeping the spine upright, sitting comfortably, not fighting with the pose. Just take your time. Just elevate your hips if you need to. We're going to take a moment here, keeping the eyes closed. And bring the attention to your heart center, where your heart is, where we normally go back in different moments during the day. So the plan here is to bring into the heart center all the love we can, all the love we feel within ourselves, all with the love we can gather just by thinking on how precious is to be at peace with our own beings, with our own hearts. From that heart that is bright and red, we're going to expand out, and just all that love that we are feeling in this moment, we're going to send it out. We can share our love at this moment to with some specific person or a group of individuals. We can send our love and compassion. Perhaps we can name it, put a name on it. And it doesn't matter if that person is not longer with us anymore, because that person still is with us in the depth of our hearts. So when maybe we can dedicate, and we would like to dedicate that feeling of joy and love to that specific person. We can have this internal dialogue with that person saying, maybe here is my heart for you, like it was and it always will be. Here is the love I feel for you. I want you to have it. I want you to enjoy it, and I want you to treasure it. You're always within me. Your presence, your memory, your love still is with me. My love still is with you. And bring a smile into your lips. And bring joy in that heart. Know that you are being loved, and know that you can still offer love. Such a beautiful feeling. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And may you have peaceful, loving, sweet thoughts to keep cultivating. And may all have peaceful, loving, sweet words to keep offering to everyone, everywhere, all the time. And may our actions always, always be inspired by love, compassion, sweetness, and peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I thank you all very much for being here today practicing yoga. Namaskar.